Hello and welcome, or welcome back to Spectral Readings. This is a reading for the sign of Virgo, and it's all about your money because that's what I'm supposed to do right now. If you like the video, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. If you need more help with something, there's information in the description box on how to get a personal reading. Basically, just go to my website. And also, thank you to those of you who donate and get services. It really helps the channel. I'm still doing the 1111 donations or higher, get an oracle reading, one card and the email. Thank you so much. Anyway, Virgo, what's up with you? You can't see what's coming. Perhaps. Putting yourself out there, you're doing your best to be vulnerable, but you can't see the blessings that are coming in. I think the big question now is when. That's a big one for Virgo, is when. But here's the thing about this Two of Cups is you have to continue to show up and you have to continue to work even when you can't see what's coming, and even if it feels like you can't make it. That's a big one. You have to keep doing it. Yeah. Page of Wands. Bringing something to the surface and running with something. You have to keep going. I don't get the sense that very many of you are involved too heavily in the stock market. This is like the beginnings of something. Usually when you invest in stocks, it's with money that can be saved and never needed. That's the idea with stocks. It's very next level. Four of Pentacles here. You have to make sure that you're not holding too tightly onto whatever it is that will bring you success. If you're sitting home because you feel like you're not ready, you can't compete, those kinds of energies, if you're holding on to something, if you're not sharing because of some reason, and usually in this specific tarot deck, this is about the older men being jealous of the younger people who seem to just have a knack at doing whatever it is. So in this Four of Pentacles, perhaps you feel like you can't compete in the modern world and you're maybe a little bit bitter about it. You're like, if I, like, some 12-year-old can go and do something and they are like famous instantly, but I, who have studied for so long, you know, I try something and it goes nowhere. So the message here is you just have to release and be part of the flow. If you need help from somebody, ask somebody for help. But you won't know unless you try, Virgo. Yeah, here's another Knight of Wands. There's a sense of urgency here. The Knight of Wands is the fastest card of the deck. With these wands being your momentum, this is like a creative idea that you're bringing forward, perhaps. Or some sort of a passion. It's too many. There we go. Five of Swords. If you're confused about something, research it, learn about it. You have to learn the ways of the world in order to succeed in the world sometimes. Sometimes we can hope for like something to just work instantly and have immediate success, those kinds of things, but that's like a flash in the pan. You have to be able to sustain whatever fire it is. If you, like, imagine like a hearth in your house and you're trying to keep your house warm. You have to build it. You don't just put a bunch of newspapers in a fireplace and expect it to keep you warm all night. It'll keep you really warm for like 2 minutes max. You know, you have to build this fire. And perhaps you've been building it for a long time. You just need to figure out how to structure it, figure out what to do to get it lit, as the kids say. Perhaps you would do well with some sort of a certification course. If you had something like that, that could help you. But again, if you don't have any certifications, that doesn't mean you can't start now. If you were to join a course, that doesn't mean you have to wait until you finish the course in order to do something. Page of Swords. You just have to release it and let it flow. This is speaking your mind too. It's like, well, you know what? This is how I feel. That's what the Page of Swords says. Page of Swords can also be networking as well. Just like reaching out to people. This is fast action here for your money, Virgo. So you really can't sit on any ideas here. What am I seeing? You have to remember to take care of your health. I see some of you, it's like you might be rushing too much here. And you might not be taking care of your health. What I see is somebody reaching for food, and then they're like, no, I don't want to sit and wait and eat. I have things that I just need to be doing, so I'm not going to eat. I'm seeing specifically bread. Maybe you're like second guessing your diet, something like that. Usually those messages are for like one person, but Ten of Pentacles is the card that came out here. So this is something good. And like I was talking about, this is something that can sustain you. That's the biggest thing. That's what you're working on here. I don't think that you're going to release like a TikTok video and have it get like 1 million views. I don't know about TikTok, but have 1 million views and then have nothing happen after that ever. This is like you have videos that get like 1,000 views sustained. I hear there are a lot of views on TikTok. So you catch my drift. This is building into something that will sustain you. Ten of Pentacles is about having so much that you can share. That's what the Ten of Pentacles is all about. Now, if you're sitting there and you're like, yeah, I have enough so I can share, I already did this. That's very awesome. There's always a curve. That's why some people say like, that's awesome, I'm already doing this, like, and also I'm doing that. That means you're ahead of the curve. That's why I think it helps to watch zodiac readings, is because everyone can get something from them. It doesn't matter where they are on the journey. I'm giving you oracle advice now. There's a need, and this is a little bit silly, but there's a need to party. What's that about? Maybe you miss like going to bars or something like that. You miss live music happening or something. Even if you were to just go there and like people watch, you kind of miss that. But there's a need to let loose a little bit. This is a bit personal, but some of you might be reminiscing about the past. Suffice it to say. These cards were so sticky when I got them. Not sticky, but they wouldn't slide together. And the card exchanging gifts just almost came out. That's interesting. But like 3 years later, they finally shuffle nicely. Gosh, that's awesome. Okay, Virgo. Higher power. It's going to be the message here. But it's in reverse, the protection message. There's something about the word protection with you as well. And it's bringing me back to your self-care. Self-care is more about It's more than just external, it's internal as well. If you're so busy doing your responsibilities, making your dreams come true, and if you're lacking, I'm picking up on like nutrition, something like that. Some of you are very good at that, some maybe not so much. You just have to remember to do all of those things first, because it's all about you're building from the inside out. But for spiritual people and gifted people in general, it can be very tempting to build from the outside in. It's like, okay, I'm a superstar, I'm gonna just be a superstar, but meanwhile you have nowhere to live. I see so many people live like that, and not too many of you, I don't think, but it just ends up like you rely on so many people that you have nothing of yourself, and then a lot of people don't even own what they have. Anyway, higher power protection message. Now is the time to examine what you are giving energy and attention to in the back of your mind. If you are obsessing about being right, about old resentments or failed expectations, about money, about any other people, places, or things, these will be the sources from which you create. But you want spirit to be your source. Take heart, for your higher power will never desert you and is always waiting for you to remember this sacred partnership you share. Turn away from other sources of power that don't serve your highest good. There's no greater source than spirit. You can always surrender your troubles and trust that they will be taken care of. You are in good hands. What I'm seeing is sometimes we feel like we as people feel like we need to carry the weight of the world with us, and like we need to solve our problems even in our sleep. The most important thing to do is not do that. You have to let go of everything, but not just let go like give up. Let go like things are already taken care of. That's the main thing, is to see beyond tomorrow, to see beyond the end of the day, to see beyond this week, and just know like every little thing will sort itself out eventually. You have to do your part, but the most important thing for you to do is just trust that everything will work. Higher power, spirit is working with you. That means that everything is going to be fine. You have to keep showing up. You have to keep doing things, but don't feel like you need to solve all of your problems yourself constantly. See this guy? He's so wrapped up that he's not participating. That's that. I'll give you a Nature's Whispers card. I didn't use this deck for like a month, or I don't know. But I missed it. Virgo's money. Something I see here with the Page of Swords and higher power in the protection setting. Something's going to be blowing in, some sort of a change here with the Page of Swords and higher power. And you know, for Americans, I don't know why I don't just have a news channel on YouTube. I don't know how credible my sources would seem, but I have known this entire time that Americans have been waiting on a second stimulus check, or second round of stimulus, that it would be roughly around December 31st. I've known for months, and I'm still serious about that. Why am I serious about that? Because when people speak, I can usually tell if they're lying or what they're thinking, where they're coming from, even louder than their words sometimes. And what's his name? Mitch McConnell. I knew this whole time that he was waiting until all of the stimulus benefits ran out, December 31st, until he would make something else happen. Why? Because that's his political standpoint of that party, is that it's not needed. There's bare minimum needed. That means that there's not going to be overlap. So anyway, that for you Americans, which is only a percentage of you, that's happening. Infinite blessings and be spontaneous. Open your heart and your reality to the immeasurable gifts from nature. Loving energy is surrounding you. Love from the highest level is being showered onto you and your life. Count your blessings and remember that love is all around you. Notice these miracles and blessings as they show up in unexpected ways, but always at the most auspicious time. Yep. Your life may not be exactly as you anticipated, but be sure to look for your miracles. Sometimes we can get so wrapped up in the fear that we don't realize that fear doesn't run the world. That's very big. People say all the time, fear wins, fear wins. No. Historically, fear always loses. Let's see. And be spontaneous. When you are busy, rushing, stressed, worried, or overwhelmed, it's easy to lose track of the simple things in your world that bring you joy. I was kind of touching upon this, but this is a huge nudge to remember to create some fun. I was talking about this, wasn't I? Rediscover enthusiasm and fascination through adventure and spontaneous happenings. Engage with your life again and take in your surroundings, observing the importance of living life to its fullest. Decide to do something for the pleasure of it and see where life takes you. For sure. You need to remember to have fun. And let's see what else. There's a need to be careful. We're speaking of finances here. There's a need to be careful and not to overextend yourself in too many ways. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't count your chickens before they hatch. But just know, you're hopefully not just going to be left out in the cold. Spirit is working with you. Things are going to go well. Is there anything else that Virgo needs to know regarding their finances? Something about gifts. Not to forget to give. Yeah. And even if it's just a little teddy bear, you might feel like you need to do the most when it comes to the holiday season, but sometimes it's just something very special, even if it doesn't cost a lot of money. See, this Four of Pentacles, this holding on, it's not so good. That can cause blockages in your life, especially if it's coming from a place of lack. Participate, and work with the deities that have to do with pathways. I've spoken to you about Hermes, god of Mercury, right there, and also the Orisha Elegua. Those are two main ones, and they both, I don't want to say govern, but they both have to do with crossroads and pathways. If you work with them, they can help you. If you're working with Hermes, this is ancient. Just put a coin at a four-way intersection. It's so easy. Dedicate it to Hermes. Say, hey, can you please help open my crossroads? Can you please open pathways to me? Just like that. But that's just one of a gazillion things you can do. Always make it your own. Make it special to you. It's like peppermint, for example, or spearmint or whatever. Mint for Hermes. That's a great way to work with Hermes and enchant things and just in general work with Hermes. Have abundance in that way. But if mint reminds you of like someone you just didn't like, or if mint is just gross to you, don't put it in your spells. If you'll just be like, ugh, this is gross to me, then it's not gonna it might not manifest as good for you. So always make things your own, but definitely reach out. Reach out and ask for your pathways to be open. And for your head, because there's something with your head and a lack of clarity. And that's like the very first thing, kind of one of the first things I said was about when. Virgo wants to know when. That's not important. That's why I'm not like, when. Something to do with clarity. Now, maybe just knowing that is good enough for you. Rosemary, having that near your head is good for clarity. There's also one with, in Spanish it's alurum, but in English it's alum, A-L-U-M. It's a clear crystal that dissolves in water. Keep a glass of that and pray to Saint Clare or Santa Clara. That's a very good one. Light a candle to it. That'll clear everything up for you. So basically, you need to focus on your pathways and your mental clarity. Those are going to be two very good things, and things are best in threes. So also focus on enchanting the entrance of your house, maybe with a stick of cinnamon above your front door, stuff like that. You want energy to come in. Unblock the pathways. If you're working with a deity, work with your front door as well. That's a great place to do things. And also, as far as pathways and blockages go, those are out of you, but they're also within you. So you need to do spiritual cleansings. And you can't say, well, you can say, but you can't be like, I burned sage last week and I'm still having problems. Well, you need to continue to do these things. Like, oh, I did this once and, here I am now. No, I mean, maybe, I'm sure it helped you that day, but you need to keep doing things. Keep doing things to keep yourself clear of blockages. And it'll help the way people treat you as well. I think maybe that's it. Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Those are all the messages. Thank you so much for being here. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already. Donate to the channel if you can. If you need help with something further, book a personal reading or a personal service. Information is in the description box below on how to go about doing that. Spectralreadings.com. And also, I haven't really talked about this very much on this channel, but on Instagram, I have an Instagram page called Vaporwave Plug. I just broke 5,000 followers the other day, and I've only had it for 5 months. It's kind of a big deal, and I post there every day. Some people think that it's very cool. But anyway, that'll be it, and I will see you next time.